Well, good afternoon to all of you from me. Happy Friday to you. How are you doing? Greetings from Dubai. Tell me, where in the world are you? Just waiting for a few more people to come in. Hello. Thank you for joining. Hope you are well. Greetings, and happy Friday to you. How are we doing today? Hello, give me a wave, give me a thumbs up so I know you are there. Good afternoon, happy Friday to you. Let me know, where in the world are you and how are you doing? Almost the end of March, so tell me, has spring come to wherever you are in the world? Clocks going forward in the UK this weekend. Always used to look forward to that kind of beginning of springtime, a little bit more light. How are you doing? How is your family? How is your business? How is your team? A few more people joining us. Give me a wave. Hi Henrik, hi Lucy. Did I also see Susie there? Thank you so much for joining. How are things where you are? Do let me know how you are doing. Henrik is asking me, how is Dubai treating me? Well, Dubai is treating me very well, actually. I am loving being here. It's really suiting me very well. Thank you for asking. Let me know how this week's been for you. Lots of people getting the vaccine, lots of people not getting the vaccine. Lockdowns easing and tightening depending on where you are in the world. So let me know, how are you managing all of that? How are you juggling business and home and all these different things changing? End of the first quarter of 2021. Where did that go? Goodness me, how are you feeling about that? End of quarter one. What have you been working on this week? So I have had a really full-on week. Hi Junior, nice to see you. I have taken on a very large client who is absorbing quite a lot of my time and my energy, but I'm really enjoying the challenge of getting to know the team and the various projects that they all work on. Also, a new coaching client started this week, plus an inquiry from a very interesting husband and wife team that want to work with me. So we'll see how that one progresses. Thank you to all of you who are continuing to refer friends and colleagues to me. I do really appreciate it, and my waiting list system is working really well, so that people know when I'll be able to start working with them if they want one-on-one coaching, which many people do. And so to manage all of that and to keep myself sane, I've really been focused and doubling down on my mental and physical health. You know, as I get older, I realise that health really is absolutely the key to everything. I never really used to understand that even if you're enjoying what you do, you can still be stressed. So I've been fortunate enough to, most of my life, enjoy the jobs that I've had and the businesses that I've run. But I never really I've always associated stress with being a really negative emotion. But actually, I have learned over the years that you can be stressed and happy at the same time. And when I've got a lot on, I can actually feel it in my body. I'm getting much more connected to my body. So even when I'm loving what I'm doing, if I'm stressed and I've got a lot, I can actually feel sort of the adrenaline and everything kind of charging through my body. And so I told you a few weeks ago that I have found a great new personal trainer who is also a Romanian. So Gabriel in the UK was my PT in London, and now here in Dubai, Soren is my new Romanian trainer, and I have decided to train with him now every weekday morning. And then after he's completely killed me in the gym, then I fall into the swimming pool and get a few minutes of vitamin D into my system. Instead of taking supplements, which I've been taking for a while and a lot of people in the UK in the Northern Hemisphere have to take, I'm trying to get some natural vitamin D straight from the source, that big yellow ball in the sky. So I'm developing a routine that's really working for me. me, it's really working for my team. I've got a team all around the world, different people are based in different places, and it's really suiting us, so we're getting into a good rhythm and a good routine, and yeah, it's suiting me and it's suiting my business, which is brilliant. So do let me know if you would like some help developing a routine that works for you. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and I can see it working in my business, and I can see it working in my clients' businesses. So lots of new joiners to this community. Welcome to all of you. I'm really passionate about serving you and giving you lots of great value in these weekly lives. And so I continue to give lots of time and energy to this community because I want you to know that you're not alone. And however busy I am, I will always make time for you. I'm also going to start doing weekly Ask Me Anything sessions in this group. So do keep your questions coming, and I'll be setting up some weekly slots to get them answered for you. So that's what I've been up to. How about you? It does seem like a busy time for everyone. Let's see what we've got, some comments coming in. Yeah, so Henrik saying things are okay. Resigning as CEO. Wow, after almost 8 years, have a new guy taking us public in June. Wow, that's exciting. If you hit your scheduled listing day, yeah. Full on re-engineering, new name, new logo. Wow, okay. So totally good, but totally new and weird. Yeah, do you know what? I'm working with one guy in particular at the moment who's looking to transition out of that CEO role, and I've done a number of I've worked with a number of people that are kind of in that transition period, and yeah, it can be exciting but also a little bit scary when you transition out of something that's been your baby for so long. God, I can't believe that's been 8 years, Henrik. That's just crazy. So yeah, busy time for Henrik, busy time for everybody, it seems. So I do hope that you and your business are thriving, but you know what, if you're not, then that's also okay. Please let me know what support you need. You are not alone. I can see that several of you have booked in a clarity call for next week, so I'm looking forward to speaking with you. If you'd like to get past your blockers, take that next step in your business, book in a call with me and let's give you a good old dose of clarity. I make a few slots available every week so that I can do these calls with you. They're completely free, no obligation, no selling, just lots of value and particularly lots of clarity for you. So if that sounds like something that would be useful for you, then grab yours now. You can find the link in the pinned post at the top of this group. So last week we were looking at handling objections, particularly in the sales process, a very, very important skill to develop. We were also looking at how to ensure your potential clients have overcome the 5 key obstacles to buying, and also how selling is actually a transfer of emotion. Quite often what our clients want is certainty and confidence. So really selling is about transferring that emotion from you to your clients. So if you didn't get a chance to check out last week's live, you can find the recording in this group. All of the lives are organised into guides. There are 4 of them in this group. There's a welcome guide with some information about me and about the group. And then there are 3 guides filled with resources and lives dating back to when we started this community all the way back in June 2019, which feels like forever ago. So there is a Simplify Your Business guide with loads of hints and tips on how to make life easier for yourself, how to organise your time and how to focus on what's important. Then there's a Grow Your Business guide, which is all about client acquisition, scaling and managing people. And finally, there's an Enjoy Your Business guide, which focuses on you and your role and how to ensure that the business you're building continues to delight and inspire you. What we really don't want is you falling out of love with your business. So everything that I do falls into one or more of these 3 guides: Simplify, Grow or Enjoy. And you can easily find the support that you need because everything is organised into those three. And I want all three of those for you, of course, but you will know, of course, which one is needed most of all for you right now. So everything I do with my clients and everything I do in this community is kind of focused on simplify, grow and enjoy your business. So do check out the guides in this group if you haven't already done so. And as you know, I tend to take my cues from you in terms of what would be helpful for me to cover during these lives. Sometimes I'll read about something or reflect on a past experience and maybe take those learnings from that to share with you. Often I might share things from my book or what I'm working with my clients on, but most often these lives actually come from conversations, questions and requests that I get from this community. So last week Lauren had asked a question and that's how we came to be talking about objections. So let me know, where are you stuck? What questions do you have? What challenges are you facing? This week's live is inspired by a topic that comes up often actually in my one-to-one coaching, and that is patterns, a really interesting topic. So, have you ever noticed the patterns in your life? Conversations that we'd maybe rather avoid that keep cropping up, people who behave in similar ways towards us, or the way that we maybe react in certain environments or certain situations. And we all have those situations and relationships that repeat themselves. It's one of the ways that we learn and one of the ways that we grow. Patterns are often closely linked to the boundaries that we set. And becoming more aware of those patterns allows us to make better decisions for ourselves and for our businesses. So that's what we are going to be talking about today. And Henrik is talking about needing a full cut-off, letting go of everything as CEO. Yes, to be released without internal luggage. Yes, Henrik, absolutely. And do give me a shout if you'd like to talk that through. It's something that I've done a lot of work on with many different clients. And yeah, very important. You want to set the new person up for success, right? So today's live in terms of patterns is designed to give you some things to think about, but also some actions that you can take today. So patterns, if you think about it, patterns are all around us. We see them in nature, we see them in our surroundings, there are patterns in our speech, there are patterns in our actions, in our thoughts and in our feelings. And when it comes to setting boundaries or feeling that amazing sense of freedom that good boundaries really provide us, we need to look at our patterns of behaviour. And these patterns may be conscious, but often what's happening is happening kind of below the surface, a bit unconsciously, without us really paying too much attention. And so what we need to do is become aware. And a lot of what I talk about is related to self-awareness, right? And we need to take responsibility for our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. When things happen to us, it can be really hard to see them for really what they are, which is situations that we have brought into our own lives so that we can learn. Ask yourself, what is the common denominator between those 4 domineering bosses, those 3 difficult clients, those 5 controlling boyfriends or girlfriends? Once or twice, maybe we can put down to coincidence if you choose to, right? But 3, 4, or even 5, at some point, and hopefully the sooner rather than better, the sooner the better, sooner rather than later for sure, you can choose to see what is happening and that it is you that is pulling these things towards you. You are the common denominator. You are actually trying to learn something from these patterns. Now, sometimes people have a bit of a reaction to this. So if you're sitting there watching or listening to this going, is she really saying all of this is my fault? That is not actually what I'm saying. This is not about attaching blame. This is about recognizing patterns and about understanding the power that we all have, that many of us just routinely give away to other people without even realizing it. So rather than, why does he keep treating me like that, making me feel guilty, afraid, angry, frustrated, whatever it might be, how about, why am I allowing someone else to make me feel like that? Why am I allowing that? Taking responsibility ourselves. My clients expect me to be at their beck and call 24/7. Is that what you've agreed with them? What expectation have you set with them? Maybe you have a pattern around sales. I see this one a lot. So you do all the work to attract potential clients, and then you maybe you have a funnel, or you're doing marketing. You do all this work to get them on the phone, ready to buy, and then they don't. Are you attracting the wrong kind of people? Or maybe are you acting out some kind of pattern associated with self-worth, money, selling? Some kind of pattern that needs to change. So not all patterns are negative, of course, and I need to say that. There are many patterns, routines and rituals that are hugely beneficial and help us grow and learn. I was talking earlier on about my daily beasting in the gym, followed by a much needed swim in the pool, is a pattern and a ritual that helps me release stress and helps me show up here every day to serve all of you lovely people. So patterns can be negative as well as positive, for sure. But the key question is, what keeps showing up in your life, in your business, in your relationships that doesn't work for you? Once we are conscious of those patterns that are not serving us, then of course we can do something about them. And I'm all about taking action. So let's first recognize, and then we can take some action. So what I would like to share with you now are my 5 steps to overcoming negative patterns and establishing positive boundaries. So, are you ready for this? Step 1, we need to own it. Recognize that something is off and that you want a different outcome or a different result. Got to start with that. You've got to take responsibility. Step 2, get clear. Ask yourself, what's happening? What am I doing now that is getting in the way of the outcome that I want? Be really specific. Be as specific as you can. Noticing the details will actually help you spot those things that are not serving you. Getting really conscious of what you're doing and how you're behaving so that you can get better awareness of these patterns. They're like ripples, yeah? And the more aware you can get in the detail, the more you can spot what's going on. Keep asking this question. Keep asking this. What am I doing now that's getting in the way of what I want? What am I doing? What's happening? Yeah? Keep asking this question to narrow down and really get to the specifics. So step 3, create a boundary. So a boundary is something that allows you to ask for what you need. And this is really important. We have to own it, and we have to speak our truth, and we have to ask for what we need. All this expectation, silent, passive-aggressive stuff, let's not do that. So for instance, in the example of closing the sale that I was talking about earlier on, you may need to do something as simple as ask for the sale before the call closes. It could be as simple as asking, would you like to work with me? When would you like to get started? The number of people I speak to who think that they're bad at selling and they're just not ever asking for the business. You've got to ask. Or setting expectations with a client before you start working with them. So ask yourself, where do I need to draw this line? Where do I need to create a boundary? Boundaries, sometimes people think that they're negative, that they're pushing away, and they're really not. It's a line, yeah? You're saying, here's the line. You're setting that expectation, you're being really clear, and you're asking for what you need. Step 4, let go. And what I mean by that is once you know which boundary needs to be put in place, then you need to release your attachment to that old pattern. Now, if that's a pattern that you've been running for many, many years unconsciously or semi-consciously, it might take several goes for you to let go of that pattern. Yeah. So, but this is crucial step 4. You have to let it go. You have to let go that pattern that is not serving you anymore. And the key to this is really not being attached to the outcome. Leave the other person free, and this will give you the freedom that you need and that you deserve. Speak your truth, state your needs, and let the other person do their thing. Let them have their reaction. Let them do whatever they want to do. That is their choice, not yours. Don't get attached to that outcome. You stay your side of the boundary, being calm, being rational, and stating what you need. Step 5. End the negativity. Make a promise to yourself that you'll just release, you'll just let go of any resentment or negativity or anxiety that you have around that pattern. Forgive yourself for running it all of these years. Just let it go and just end the negativity. Just let go of it all. And negativity doesn't serve you. And you know what? Once you've let go of that and all of the baggage that comes with these patterns, this will open you up to accepting new patterns that will better serve you in your life and in your business. So own it, get clear, create a boundary, let go, and end the negativity. So last week was World Poetry Day. I don't know if you knew that. So I thought I would share with you one of my very, very favourite poems. I grew up with a lot of poetry. It was a really important part of my childhood. I used to love reading, I still do, but I read voraciously as a child, and the school that I went to was one of my teachers was very into poetry, so poetry has really been a big part of my life. But this is a poem that I actually discovered as an adult, and it's really one of my favourites that I keep coming back to. So let's see what you think of it. It is a poem by Portia Nelson, which just happens to be highly relevant to today's topic. It is called Autobiography in 5 Chapters. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend that I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe that I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a really long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it's there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault, and I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. Do let me know your questions, comments, suggestions. How are you dealing with your patterns, and how do you establish much needed boundaries? What is your next step in life or in business? What do you need to make you feel more confident? Do book in a clarity call with me, and let's get you moving past whatever is blocking your progress and on to that next challenge. Henrik is asking which of the crazy teachers. Barbara Lowe, of course. She loved poetry. Don't you remember all those poems? Before I close up for today, I want to give you some next steps, some concrete things that I suggest you do as a result of today's live. So, first thing that you can do, notice what patterns are occurring in your life, in your business, in your relationships that are not serving you. Just spend some time noticing what's going on and notice what you notice. Secondly, Think about what boundaries need to be established. What do you need? How could you communicate what you need in a calm, logical, unemotional, rational way? And thirdly, you know what's coming, right? Take some action. Have the conversation. I know that it might be tough, but you will feel better afterwards, I promise you. Set the expectation. And don't get attached to the outcome. Don't take on other people's stuff. Don't project your stuff onto them. Speak your truth. Let them do that. If they want to have a reaction, that's okay, right? Let them do their thing. Please let me know how you get on with this. And do let me know if you need any support. So I'm going to close up today's live with 2 quotes about patterns and boundaries. The first one is from a gentleman called Mark Groves, and he calls himself a human connection specialist. Check him out. And what he has to say on this subject is, walls keep everybody out. Boundaries teach people where the door is. And my second quote is from Moshe Feldenkrais, who is a Ukrainian-Israeli engineer and physicist. Nothing is permanent about our behaviour patterns, except our belief that they are so. So what behaviours are you trying to change? What patterns would be best left in your past? Decide what's really important to you and then stick to it. Building a business is tough. It can be a long, hard, and sometimes lonely road. Make sure that you're building something that's really meaningful to you, that will sustain you through those tough times. Be intentional and say no to things that don't serve you and the goal that you want to achieve. And as I pass back over to you, as I do every week, that is what I want you to take from today. What is the outcome that you seek, the result, the goal? Put your energy into getting really clear about that. But please allow yourself to do things your way. Yes, by all means, learn from me, learn from other people. But when you synthesize all of that learning, when you bring it inside of you, what comes out must be congruent with you. It must work for you. If you want to build a huge, great empire, then absolutely go for it. But if you want to just do your thing, then that's absolutely okay too. Focus on listening to yourself and ask yourself, what do you need so that you can spend more time in your flow? And don't forget that the opposite of flow is friction. So if things aren't really working out, then take a bit of a step back, yeah? Focus on getting some clarity, get some objective input, hire the services of a business coach, take some time to look at what you're doing, and crucially, where an easier path would start from and lead to. Ask yourself, what would a business that really works for me look like? Let me know your thoughts and your questions on this or any other topic relating to how to simplify, grow and enjoy your business. What area of business would you like me to speak about next? I am so enjoying this incredible year full of ups and downs, challenges, yes, but so much opportunity out there for you and for your business. If you haven't already claimed your free copy of my book, The Real Entrepreneur, go to therealentrepreneur.book.com. If you prefer an Audible or a Kindle version, you can find those on Amazon. Do check out the energy section of my book, and also the section on accountability, which talks about managing people and dealing with boundaries, and how do you spot those patterns. So check that out much more in my book on this topic. Get the foundations right and you can really build from there. I do hope that you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing and whoever you're doing it with. I wish you a very happy and peaceful time. And as always, if you want to talk, you know where I am. Please remember to be where you are in the journey. You don't need to know it all, and you definitely don't need to do it all. Take care, stay safe, and do keep in touch. Bye for now.